Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Marketing You Practice podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about two really important things. Thing number one I'm going to talk about is dealing with the haters. Thing number two I'm going to talk about is I'm going to share two apps that'll perhaps help you with your workflow. It'll help you make videos faster. They'll look way cooler. They'll have more impact, more reach, and it'll make it much easier for you. But first, let's get onto the haters biz. You know, when I'm talking with many people, I've been doing lots of podcast episodes recently on other people's podcasts. And one of the questions that comes up a lot is dealing with the haters. Now, I don't know why everybody's worried about the haters. Let me tell you this first of all. There's way less of them out there than what you think that there are. I can't remember the last time I got a stinky message on one of my videos, whether it be either with the work I'm doing with the Marketing Practice podcast, whether it be any of the stuff that I publish with my chiropractic practice. And I coach a bunch of docs, and they very rarely get one either, until this week. I had one of my docs reach out to me, and he'd put a video out there too. And some clown, and I say that word on purpose, and that's me perhaps being nice to him, just left these horrible comments, too just even insensitive for me to even mention through here. Quite understandably, this dude was a little upset and overwhelmed, and he reached out to me and said, I got these 3 stinky messages from this guy, what do I do about it? So I've got a rule with haters, and I look at it like this. If somebody's reaching out and making a comment, I'm totally okay if you disagree with what I said. I'm up for that. That's how we grow and evolve as human beings. So if you're creating content and sharing it with your community, and you're expecting that people are always going to agree with you, then get out. You're going to hate this game. We don't want a world where people always agree with each other. That doesn't, inspire us to push further, to learn more as well. So if somebody's reaching out and genuinely asking a question, wanting to learn more, now remember this, sometimes when we write messages, I'm sure you've been in this situation where you've sent a friend, your lover, a text message, and it completely got misconstrued because sometimes the written word doesn't convey the emotions that we want it to have there too, so things get taken completely out of context. So if there's a message there and someone's making an inquiry there too, I always try and see the best in people. And so I'm totally happy to engage with them. If they've got a question about something, if they're maybe even questioning what I'm saying, perhaps saying that it's wrong there. However, when someone starts using obscene language, if someone is offensive, racist, sexist, I have zero tolerance for that too. I delete the message and I block them so they'll never see any of my content in the future. And I suggest that you do the same. Now, when I think about these people too, this is clearly not a healthy individual. No healthy individual scrolls their way through social media. Now, I see plenty of things I disagree with on social media. The vast majority of them, 999 out of 100, I can't even be bothered challenging the person. I'm happy for them to share their opinion and I let it go. Occasionally, I want to inquire and ask a question about it. And I do that like a normal human being was or would there too. It's like, hey, I'm interested that you said this. Have you thought about that? Or I've always been told to do it this way. Why do you do it that way? That's how we behave when we're normal, healthy individuals. Racism, sexism, offensive comments, those kind of things. It's not how normal, healthy individuals behave. And so this part of me has a little bit of compassion for these people. I'm like, that's a sick individual. I wonder what's going on for them. And I delete them and I block them. And that is my absolute suggestion for you. Now, here's where things got interesting. A couple of weeks ago, I did a podcast episode and I talked about the concept of, are you on the court or are you in the stands? And I said, for us to have any success in our life, it's really important that we be on the court. And I said, the great thing about on the court is that that's where all the victories happen. But you might remember me saying too, that when we're on the court, that's also where the failures happen. Like we can lose when we're on the court. We can make a video and no one watches it. We can make a video and we get haters. So when I sent a message back to this guy and I said, block it, delete it, all those kind of things. I'm so sorry that happened. Don't let this get in the way of you reaching out to your community because he's creating great content. I love the content that he's creating. And he came back to me and he said, I guess this is what it's like when you're on the court. When you're on the court, you're going to occasionally get some hecklers. And it was such a powerful and empowering mindset. And it made my day yesterday. It was the inspiration behind me creating this content that I wanted to share with you today. So haters will happen occasionally, way less than what you think they will. And if they do happen, okay, check in. Is this a normal, healthy individual who's perhaps wanting to maybe challenge me? That's okay. Okay, wanting to inquire more, that's totally okay. In which case, I'm going to suggest that you engage with them, okay? And if it's not, block, delete, move on, and remind yourself that this is what happens when we're on the court rather than sitting up in the stands. Now, thing number 2 that I wanted to talk about, now that we've pushed the haters to the side, is I want to get tactical. I'm going to share 2 apps that I'm loving at the moment that are really helping me with my video creation, and I've shared them with all my community influencers and video influencer coaching clients. They're loving them as well. Now, this will mean nowadays, really the only tool that you need to be making really great videos is your mobile device. So if your phone, as a general rule, 3 years old or newer, then you can bet that it's got an amazing camera. It'll do all the things that you need it to do. So you can shoot all your videos, and you should be shooting all of your videos on your mobile device, okay? Now, when you shoot them on there, the next thing you need to know how to do is you need to know how to edit your videos. And I've come across this great little editing app. It's called Velo. Now, I don't know if that's actually how you say it, but it's VLLO. I call it Velo, okay? Now, Velo lets you do all the things that a little editing app should do. It lets you kind of crop at the beginning and the end and cut out any bits where you cough like I did, but you won't have heard that. Jason will have already cut that out of this podcast episode. It lets you add text to the screen. One of the reasons why you might want to add some text to the screen is, as a general rule, gang, we want to be thinking about having movement in our videos about every 30 seconds. So that might be kind of your background changing. It might be some text coming up onto the screen. Maybe you've got 2 different angles. Like when I'm filming this podcast now, I've got 2 cameras, one in front of me here and another one over to the side. And so Jason, my video editor, will often swap between the 2 of them. It adds some movement to what's going. For those of you that are just listening to this as you're driving along, you've got no idea what I'm talking about. But I have 2 different kind of camera angles there. But adding text to the screen is a great way for you to add movement. Now remember, our brains are literally primed for movement. When they see movement, it catches their attention. It's much more likely to have somebody watching all the way through. Velo will let you do things like that, add lower thirds, let you add music, all those kind of things. But one of the things I really like about Velo is that it allows you to add your borders to the video. I'm sure you've seen many of I call them a mini clip. Many of the clips that I have on my Instagram have those kind of colored borders above and below. The border up the top, I put a real captivating headline to get people's attention. So we're thumbing through, they'll see it's a video there. One of the first things we do is we read the headline of that video and we kind of ask ourselves, is this for me? Is it important for me? So adding that caption, that headline up the top there, a captivating headline, will really help people stop and watch your videos. Velo will allow you to do that really, really easily. Once you've edited and you've added your borders on there, I then export from that and then I import into another program called Mix Captions, M-I-X Captions. And this allows me to put the subtitles down the bottom of my videos. Now, 80% of people about that are watching your videos with the sound turned off. So adding captions to them really improves. In fact, I think I did an episode about that recently. I've done so many episodes recently. Sometimes I don't know whether I'm coming or going, but upwards of 80% of people watching the videos with the sound off. So mixed captions will really allow you to add those kind of subtitles to your videos as well. And it does it by automatic kind of learning there. It's machine learning, bots that do it as well. And it's pretty damn accurate. Like at least, I would imagine my videos 95% accurate. Funny thing is, it always mixes up my last name. So when I say Angus Pike here, it does always call me Angus Dyke. So, but it's easy to correct. You just zip your way through at the end there within 3 minutes, maybe. The text is up there and you can edit it really quickly as well. So I go from filming it just on my mobile device. I then import it straight into Velo and I can kind of make any edits, trims, start and end through there. I can add those borders, some text, maybe some background music in there as well. I export from there into Mix Captions. From Mix Captions, that allows me to do the subtitles. Now, Velo is a free app. There's a paid version. I don't have the paid version. Mix Captions, they give you a bunch of free minutes to begin with, but I think after that, it's like 10 cents per minute, maybe even less than that, depending on how much that you buy for them to do your subtitles. It's really quick. They're really accurate. Unless, of course, you're a Kiwi listening to this too. I had a funny time last week. Craig, one of my coaching clients, he gets lousy results for it. It's not very accurate for him as well. But I've got people in all other parts of the world that find it really accurate. That might be a reflection of Craig's accent. Craig, if you're listening to this, you need to clearly speak more like an Australian, which is what most Kiwis want to be doing anyway. So anyway, that's it. That's 2 apps that will really allow you to increase the speed of implementation. That is, go from the idea, I've got a great video, get your phone out, shoot it, edit it in Velo, add the borders in around it, add your captions underneath there, post that video and let the peeps in your community learn from your magnificence. Gang, let me stop here. Just say this. I love you all. I feel so deeply grateful to have the audience that I do for this podcast. I love the crew. I love working with natural health practitioners. I'm so passionate about the message that we have to share with our community. I really believe that us as natural health practitioners, that we are the solution for a lot of the challenges that are going on in the world right now. When we start to, clear up the message pathways, the super information highway between our brain and body that we do as chiropractors, when we get people eating better, managing their stress. Healthy people make healthier decisions. Healthier people build a healthier planet. I feel like we are a solution to a lot of the challenges that are going on right now. And so when I say things like, thank you for saving lives, and when I remind you that your community so desperately needs you, I really mean it. Like, I really feel that we have such a huge role to play that sometimes when we have things thrown back at us, like the haters and stuff like that, we have to remind ourselves it's not about us, that we're reaching out to our community to serve them and to be leaders as well. So if you need that little push to get you up and going, maybe that's the reminder, okay? Serve your community, step up into a leadership role there as well. You're the person that needs to make a difference. Till next time, thanks for all that you do. Keep saving lives. See you back here real soon. Bye. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you have to come and check out the Community Influencer Program. It's my monthly coaching program where we take all this material and I'll work one-on-one with you to apply, implement, systematize, and help guide you and your practice to the next level. Now you can join me over at adiomedia.com/join. That's adiomedia.com/join. I'd love to see you in there.